Naruto Uzumaki. You have to give it up for this guy. It took us over a decade to witness it, but it happened. Naruto finally became the Hokage. The seventh Hokage, in fact. Once the hard-headed delinquent now turned respected leader of the village hidden in the leaves. But you have to wonder, though, how was he able to achieve his goal? What drove him to reach so high at a title as dignified as Hokage? Well, that's what this video will be about. A backstory of Naruto Uzumaki. What's up, nerds? The Immortal Nerd here, and welcome back to the channel. And if you just so happen to stumble on this video, welcome, and I hope you stick around. So, as I said in the intro, I will be talking about Naruto. How did he become the ninja that he is today? What possessed him to have so much drive, so much gutsiness, as in the words of Jiraiya Sensei? Rest in peace. So yes, in order to do so, I will be going into the backstory of Naruto Uzumaki. But before I do so, I want to give my definition on what a backstory is. So a backstory, for my definition, is any information that is given to you through a flashback. So that's something that you have not known about the character before, had to have been told, during, a flashback. So the current plot or storyline had to have stopped in order to tell this story, so you can get a better understanding on why this character is the way, they are. So with that into account, we are going to go into Naruto Uzumaki. So the first thing is about Naruto's birth, really. So when he was born of two ninjas, and these two ninjas, they were great ninjas. One in particular, the father, Minato Namikaze, who was the fourth Hokage during this time of Naruto's birth, aka the Yellow Flash. He is undoubtedly the best ninja that has ever lived, ever in Naruto franchise. And also his mother, the fiery redhead Jinchuriki herself, Kushina Uzumaki. So as you notice, Naruto Uzumaki, he took on his mother's clan name. The reason why he didn't take his father, well, I don't know the real reason, but my guess would be that Minato, his clan name isn't really his clan name. So it's like we really don't know what clan he belonged to in particular. We just know that he was close with the Namikaze clan, and that's where he learned most of his things. So Naruto, he's pretty much the child of two prodigies here. The fourth Hokage, Minato, and the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox, Kushina Uzumaki. Now, with that being said, when he was being born, his mother Kushina, while she was pregnant, the seal is weakened during this time, and an outsider or an antagonist, aka Obito, if you haven't known already, I'm sorry, it's been out since 2005 when it aired in the US. But with that being said, Obito saw this as an opportunity because he knew the seal will be weakened, so he can take out the Nine-Tailed Fox, so he can control it, so he can capture it. So with that being said, he sought out this plan and he succeeded. The nine-tailed fox was released from Kushina and started rampaging in the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, this is shown in the very first episode. Now, I know you may be wondering, but you know your definition of what the flashback was. Yes, this still falls into line with my definition. Even though this is shown, and even only for a little bit, you see the nine-tailed fox rampaging, and who they called the fourth Hokage at the time. They didn't really tell us a whole lot about him, but they said, you know, the fourth Hokage saved the Hidden Leaf Village from the nine-tailed fox rampage. This was told in a narrative from the third Hokage, and as he talking, he said 12 years ago. So we're seeing the first episode starts out with a flashback. So this counts. So back to what I was saying. With the nine-tailed fox on the rampage, the fourth Hokage, aka Naruto's father, which he doesn't know until way much later he's older. But the fourth Hokage, he goes to try to defeat it. He delayed it at a certain point in time, but he has to go back to check on Kushina, his wife, and Naruto, after he was born. So during this time, Minato, he had got the idea of, I'm going to seal half of the nine-tailed fox into Naruto and the other half inside of me, the yin and the yang. So with that being said and done, the nine-tailed fox figured out what he was trying to do, and he was going to kill Naruto, in this process. But with that, both the parents, Minato and Kushina, had jumped in at the last second to save Naruto's life. So the nine-tailed fox ended up stabbing Minato and Kushina through the stomach at the same time. So they are now there dying while hanging in front of Naruto. So they was giving, their last words or whatever, telling him, make sure he get good friends and, not to do certain things and whatever. But yeah, Naruto's parents is dying, right after he was born. So he was already being born in a world of chaos. Now, I'm sure that's some kind of omen somewhere in a particular culture, if not all cultures. But whether it be good or bad, mostly it's a good omen, because if a child is born, in a world of chaos, they are something special. That they are, the chosen one or whatever. They will be able to rid the world, or at least stop it permanently from, all of this war and destruction. They would have a certain, amount of time of peace or whatever. But that's just my thoughts on it. But that's just like I guess a little glimmer on, what Naruto would come to be. And his father saw this in him already. The reason why he gave half of the nine-tailed fox to him, in the beginning. So yeah, that is his birth. Pretty messed up, but in the end, it all works out. But again, pretty messed up. It's a pretty messed up thing. So now on to his childhood years. Growing up, again, right off the bat in the first episode, he's causing trouble. He put in graffiti on the Hokage mountain, or whatever you want to call it, on all the Hokages, first, second, third, and fourth. The fourth being his father, but he doesn't know this. The reason why he don't know this, don't really know. The third Hokage decided not to tell him for whatever reason, and also he is being shunned by pretty much everybody in the village, which caused him to be this brat, or to act, I would say act out of character, but I guess that's kind of like who he is now. But yeah, to be rebellious, that's the word I was looking for. He's acting rebellious because he's wanting people to notice him. He wants some kind of attention because nobody wants to mess with him. And the reason for that being is because, again, whatever reason, everybody found out that the nine-tailed fox was sealed into him. and they see him as that beast now. They see him as the nine-tailed fox and not Naruto Uzumaki. And even the people in the village, they did not know that Naruto was the son of the fourth Hokage. That information was, not to be disclosed for whatever reason, but the information being disclosed of the nine-tailed beast being sealed inside of him is disclosed. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so that kind of screwed him over again in his early childhood years growing up. The only friend that he really had was Shikamaru Naru. I think that's his last name, Naru. That was his only real true friend growing up. And we see this in the flashback. Them as kids, it'll be Naruto, Shikamaru, and Choji sometimes. Choji would hang out sometimes, but that's because him and Shikamaru and Ino, they were all close friends already growing up because of their three different clans. Was, they had a small community going on anyway, so they were already friends. But Choji, Shikamaru, and Naruto were also friends, but Choji not so much. Shikamaru, he stuck with Naruto all the way since day one, and we tell, well, not tell, but we know this because in Boruto, when Naruto is finally the Hokage, the seventh Hokage, who is at his side? Who is his right hand man? Shikamaru. So that is the only friend that he had. And I would like to say, growing up, as he grew up into maturity, that's what I would like to say, that he realized that you don't have to have a whole lot of friends. If you just got one good friend that stayed with you since day one, that's all you really need. Everybody else, hey, cool, what's up, how you doing? But that's it. But that's what I would like to say. But yeah, moving on, him being shunned by everybody, not really having any friends. He wants to make friends, but can't. Wants to, like a girl, but she rejects him. There's a girl that do like him, but he rejects her. So you see how that all goes out. And it's just every little thing that is done to him or was done around him, made him have this, wildly idea. And that was to become the Hokage. Because in his mind, he felt like if he became the Hokage, people had no choice but to respect him. Because he would have been their leader. He would have been the person, in charge to, take care of the village. Now, at the time as a child, he didn't really put too much thought in it. Because, again, you can be somebody's leader or like prime minister or president or whatever of a community or nation or organization or what have you. If you're not a good leader, they're not going to respect you. They're not going to like you. They're going to try to dethrone you in some fashion. It's going to happen. So with the mindset that he had, if he was still like that while he was Hokage, he wouldn't have been liked this much. He probably would have been like another. He probably would have been another second Hokage. Tobimado, I think that's what his name was. I don't remember, but he would have been kind of like the second Hokage, more or less. But yeah, they wouldn't have liked him so much. But luckily, he did turn out to how he is now because of the desire to be wanted and noticed and maybe even loved just by everybody. Because again, both his parents died, so there was a lot of things that he couldn't do that he needed parents for, like being able to take the tuning exam. Like their parents have to give them consent on wanting them to take the tuning exam, and he didn't have his parents, so he couldn't do it. So for a long time, and even now, Naruto is now the Hokage, and he never even made it past. He never even got the Jonin. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's been a Genin for a long time. Like still, even in going into Shippuden, he's been a Genin for a very long time. So that's like beginner ninja. So I'm like, and like I didn't even really know that, because during the time there was like a gap to where, you know, I got off of Naruto, you know, whatever, couldn't watch TV anymore for whatever reasons. But yeah, I had stopped watching it, and coming back to it during Shippuden, like I thought he was like a, you know, next level ninja or whatever, but they were saying no, he's still a genin. I'm like, what? You're like 13? You're still a genin? What happened? But yeah, and that's just because of, even not really with the parents, it's just more so what was happening in the background, the big plan for the fourth Great Ninja War going into play behind the scenes. So yeah, but I don't even think he's a Jonin yet. But again, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong on that. So yeah, everything that happened to him in his past made him the ninja who he was today, and I can see that happening. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I probably would have done the exact same thing. I mean, nobody wants to, you know, be a friend. Nobody wants to talk to you. The girl that you like doesn't want you. You're ignoring the girl that do like you. So your plan is to be the best, to be the best of the best, to be better than the best. So everybody has no choice but to look at you because of, you know, what you've done, what you have accomplished. And he kept that drive. Now his ideas for it may have changed a little bit as he growed up, so he kind of showed a little bit of, you know, maturity there, which was good because, as I said, if he kept that same mindset as he was as a kid, he probably would have ended up like the second Hokage, if not worse. But yeah. So with that goal that he had, I should say, with that goal, and how his ideas shaped around that goal as he matured, made him that seventh Hokage. He was able to, you know, get his goal. He was able to overcome these different roadblocks along that way to become the seventh Hokage. And that's why Naruto is so, you know, that's why Naruto is so iconic, I should say. I'm not gonna say the best. I'm not gonna say he's the best ninja ever. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. He's not the best ninja ever. His taijutsu is par. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say it's par. His ninjutsu, well, his genjutsu, well, we know about that. And his ninjutsu, slightly above average, I want to say. Slightly above average. So, yeah, I will put Naruto at my top five ninja. And that's being, like, nice. I'll put him at number 5. He'll be at number 5. So, yeah. With that being said, I will be wrapping it up for this video. Let me know who you guys want me to do next in the Naruto series. Like whose backstory would you guys want me to cover? I already got a list already because this idea came up to me almost 2 years ago, back in January of this year. I'm just now getting to it because of, you know, I had a whole lot of other stuff going on, and I had, you know, literally forgot about it at one point in time. So yeah, I was just like going through my Facebook post because that's where I posted it, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. And, you know, I was like, yeah, I should probably, you know, go ahead and do a video about this, because I already had a list from people that commented on it, on who they would like to see, or whose backstory from the Naruto series had impacted, you know, them, or who they liked, whose backstory that they liked. So Naruto was one of them, so I decided to do him first since, you know, his name is in the show. But who should I do next? You guys can still put that in the comments below, because it may be the same person that's on the list that I have already. And also let me know who would be in your top 5 ninja. Let me know. Is Naruto in there? Who knows? So that would be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, you newcomers, if you enjoyed it, y'all know what to do. like, share, subscribe. Get this out there to all the nerds in the universe, multiverse, and alternate dimensions. And I will see you in the next one. The Immortal Nerd, signing off.